Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the world, broadcasting to the world. This is the first time I've done a video online and quite excited. It's quite fun. Um, so, why am I broadcasting a video online? Good question. Um, I was hanging out today in the BBA Slack chat and there was quite a lot of interest around a chart that I posted that it was an Ethereum chart that Adam made reference to, and a few of the members have said that well, I offered to maybe do a short video on Gann and how the angles are applied and how to use TradingView to get those angles. So there was a bit of interest in that, so here I am. I thought this would be a good way of giving something back to the world. Always on YouTube getting information, I'm doing research, so I thought I'll return the goodwill, the good gesture that other people have given me. First of all, I just want to say that this is in no way, shape, or form advice. I'm not qualified to give advice, and this is just an example and just a short video of how I use Gann and how to use TradingView to get Gann angles on charts. I wanted to give a shout out to Adam and BBA. Thank you very much for your exceptional um, daily updates. Um, and I also haven't had a look at the other memberships yet, but I know for one thing that the daily updates is very affordable, good price, good value, excellent analysis, and I find it tremendously useful. And I want to give a shout out to my mentor, who's been my mentor for the last 2 years, Brian Beamish. Great guy, great inspiration. He taught me a fair bit about what I know about Gann, and he studies a lot more um, of Gann's tools and his thesis, um, other than the Gann angles, which is specifically what we're going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about. So who is this Gann? W.D. Gann, or William Delbert Gann. He was born in Texas in 1878. He was a extremely good mathematician and a finance trader, and he developed a number of tools which can be used today for technical analysis. And if you dig deeper into Gann's work, you'll find that he used tools based on geometry, astrology, and ancient maths. I personally haven't spent much more time digging into Gann's tools and his analysis other than the angles. It's somewhat of a rabbit hole. Once you start, you never know when it's going to end. Um, there's a lot of content there. So um, specifically today, we're going to be talking about what he used to call the geometric angles, and they were specifically used for trend direction and identifying the strength of the trend, as well as support and resistance levels. The Gann angles are flexible angles in that they can be drawn on any time scale, but are most useful on the higher time frame charts, such as the weekly or daily charts. And the idea of the angles are that you draw them off of significant pivot points in the market. And I'll go into a few charts later to give you some examples. But essentially, Gann used the relationship between time and price to draw what is seen as his most significant line, which is the 45-degree line, or the 1-to-1 line, where 1 unit of price is equal to 1 unit of time, and this represents what is believed to be a sustainable, perfectly balanced trend, not too fast and not too slow. And the more you deviate away from those trends, that 1-to-1 line represents a stronger trend or a weaker trend. So A break of the one-to-one line often signifies a major reversal, and essentially what normally happens is the price will then proceed to move to the next angle where the support or resistance will come into play, and will result in either a more bullish market or a less bullish market if the trend is up, or a less bearish or a more bearish market if the trend is down. So I'll just give you some explanation on that. What exactly do I mean, and how exactly is that drawn or interpreted on a chart? So first of all, it's important to make sure the scale is correct. So you want to click scale price chart only. You then, let's say the scale was all wonky like this because you've been moving around. You then click the auto scale, and it's going to take me to another part of the chart. And then this button here, which is the reset button. You then lock the scale so that you have the correct scale. You then, once you've got that scale, you then draw what I like to use, which is this trend angle, to make sure that you have the 45-degree line on the chart, and then you can use that later to ensure that your Gann Fann is correctly positioned. So you can get another tool here called the Gann Fann, put it on the pivot point where in the chart, and you draw that, ensuring that the one-to-one line is in line with that 45 degrees, so you have that line correct. And then thankfully TradingView and computers these days calculate the angles, the degrees of the angles for you. So once we have that, we can then try and decipher what is meant by 8 to 1. So first of all, along the x-axis is time. As we go through time, as you can see at the bottom of the chart, we go through time, different dates. And then on the y-axis is the price, as we have pretty standard with most charts, I believe. And what an 8 to 1 angle means is that for every 8 units of time, the price deviates by 1 unit, and that would represent a less bullish market in this example, and therefore weak, and each break through these lines represents a stronger trend in market, until the one-to-one line is breached to the upside, if we're talking about a trend moving up, at which point it is deemed to be a significant reversal in the, well, not reversal, sorry, a significant increase in the strength of the trend in market. And I'll show you some examples of how this one-to-one line acts when price fails at it, or where price breaks it, in a sec. So we'll just delete these off. We move to the Bitcoin weekly chart to get a sense of how significant these Gann angles can be. So back here in 2013, we had a significant reversal, significant pivot point in the price of Bitcoin. We then can use the trend line to make sure we have a 45-degree line, and then we can draw the fan angle up that line, as I have done just now, to show the various Gann angles. Let's first of all go down onto, let's go closer into this price action to get a sense of how price, once it reached the 8 to 1 line, as it started to break through each level of resistance, the trend became stronger and stronger until it breached that all-important 1 to 1 line, at which point it was tested, it held, and then it went bazooka on the crazy rampant bull market that we had. Again, we can see that the one-to-one was tested, resolved bullish, tested, resolved bullish, tested, failed here, and then we proceeded to try and recapture it, at which point we put in a market structure top, and that was the start of the epic bear run that we had, all the way down until we hit the 8-to-1 line, which is often seen as being the strongest level of resistance or strongest level of support. And in this case, because we're in a bullish market and we're drawing the Gann angles up like this, it's a support level. And again, you can see that we are proceeding to break through each level of resistance, and who knows, we may one day breach the one-to-one line again, which will take us on another bull run. As you can probably appreciate, we will just be entering another rampant bull market at some stage. That will happen, I believe. But until then, we have to make do with the price swings and live by the sword and die by the sword in our average trading days. Moving on to how traders can use the Gann angles for different purposes. Typically, swing traders and momentum traders will use them differently, so I'll demonstrate that now. So again, applying in this case, we are now looking at a top in the market, so we draw the Gann angles down so that they then act as resistant points. We can see how the one-to-one angle here has really acted as a level of sort of resistance, and I would say almost indecision here. The market was indecisive whether it was ready to make that move higher or go lower and find support, and we obviously we broke the one-to-one line and then proceeded to, similar to the example earlier but on a lower time frame, break those levels of resistance until we got to that level which I mentioned, which is the most strong resistance line, the 8-to-1 line. And I really like to use this line as a breakout trade, and if we can get the market to overcome the technical sellers, so we have an emotional buying euphoria where the technical sellers have been worn out or they've been overcome, usually that means that the asset is repriced and price is ready to go test out new highs. And in Ethereum's case, there was no previous resistance, so who knew where the top was? The top could have kept going and going and going. It's not for us to really decide where the top should be. Once we've broken this and there's no resistance above it, who knows? And the same can be said for a trade here and here at these pivot points. You could draw the angle here at 45 and say that a break of that retest resulted bullishly. But what I really like is the 8-to-1, so we'll just demonstrate that again on a breakout trade. Here would be a bit difficult to get much out of the move, but yeah, no, you could get a decent amount of profit off this. So you could have traded that break and that retest, perfect, bang, would have made some money out of that. I won't bother too much more on momentum trading. I think that's pretty good. With the swing trading, swing traders will look for the price in an asset to reverse, and again, we can use in this example the 8-to-1 line because it's the highest resistance level, most likely level to cause a price reaction or a reversal. We want to target trades where we have the most amount of chance of succeeding, so this is seen as being a good level to trade on a swing basis. And fairly simple, you can see that every time the price got up here it was rejected, and we're currently battling the dreaded 8-to-1 line at the moment, and who knows? I mean, my trade plan is that if we resolve to the upside here and test it, and we hold, my trading plan suggests that we are going to new highs, and I must take the trade. So that's an overview of basically Gann angles, how to use them on TradingView, and some trade examples of swing trades or momentum trades. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions, you can reach me on Twitter or in the BBA Slack.